Welcome to 12 in Our Schools. I'm Brian Jenkins. This just in, new technology opens new worlds for kids, helps teachers, and leaves parents amazed. That's a headline you might hear on Kids Witness News, sponsored by Panasonic. The program uses electronic media and borrows a few rules of journalism to help kids expand their knowledge of world politics and culture. It started out 19 years ago with a handful of schools, and since then its popularity has exploded. One of its host schools, the Gordon Parks Academy of East Orange, has sort of turned itself into the New York Yankees of Kids Witness News, turning out a product that is consistently recognized as one of the program's best. In May, they were recognized along with 5 other schools for outstanding achievement.
Intrepid videographers at Gordon Parks Academy in East Orange, New Jersey, to take an in-depth look at the 2008 presidential election and also to reach out to kids in Africa and New Zealand and Singapore to find out how their governments work as well.
Now from the Kid Witness News studios in East Orange, New Jersey, your news anchors, Marvelous Osagi Arese and David Garcia.
Welcome to Kid Witness News World Summit, We the People. I'm your news anchor, David Garcia.
And I'm Marvelous Osagi Arese. In this edition, we'll bring you exciting new developments in the hotly contested race for the U.S. presidency.
And we'll talk to students from all over the globe, exchanging ideas and opinions with them.
The 2 leading Democratic candidates, Senators Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, have been campaigning hard for the job.
With me today is Mark C. Alexander, New Jersey State Director of the Obama for President campaign. Welcome, Mr. Alexander.
The hardest part about this job is that we've got 300 million Americans, and we want all of them to know what Barack Obama is doing.
Now it's time for us to connect with schools from around the world to learn a little about their country's political system and see what they think of ours.
Let's first go thousands of miles west to the island country of New Zealand, with just over 4 million people. Greetings to you. Thanks for being with us today. Tell us, is your system of government similar to what we have in the United States?
Yes, it is quite similar. We are a democracy. Our country votes every 3 years, and I believe yours is every 4.
We've heard that your country's Prime Minister, Helen Elizabeth Clark, is quite popular. What makes a good Prime Minister?
Yes, Helen Clark is quite popular. I think a Prime Minister should always listen to what the people say, not just what the government thinks is right.
Next, we will travel thousands of miles to the continent of Africa. Are you there?
It's a pleasure to be here.
Who is the president of your country? Is he popular?
The president of my country is His Excellency Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and he is very popular.
The last country we will visit today is Singapore. Let's find out a little bit about their people and politics. And joining us today are students from Canberra Intermediate School in Singapore City.
It's great to be here on the Kid Witness News World Summit.
How often do you have elections in your country?
Here in Singapore, our government is modeled after the Westminster system, where we have a president and a single house called the cabinet. Together, they form the democratic parliamentary system.
We would love to be part of the Kid Witness News Summit in the future. It was really fun.
That was an unbelievable journey. We really learned a lot about how different things are in other countries, but also how much we all really have in common.
We the people!
I think we're going to have to develop a new award for anchor people. Wow, what a hot group to this year. For daring to span the globe in search of political truths, and for doing so with wit, visual elegance, and panache. The 2008 Spotlight Award for News and the Technical Award for the dazzling command of special effects goes to Gordon Parks Academy, East Orange, New Jersey, for World Summit.
Impressive, the CNN for sixth graders. Even more impressive after that recognition, the folks from Gordon Parks Academy were recognized as the U.S. finalists for the 2008 International Global Contest. Joining me today to talk about their success with Kid Witness News are some of the kids involved. I'm joined by Angel Osagi Arese. She is going into the sixth grade. She handles publicity for Kid Witness News. Her sister, Marvelous Osagi Arese, is here as well, and she was the anchor that you saw in that award-winning piece. She's headed to the fifth grade, and to my right, Mr. Quamir Payton. He's going into the sixth grade. He is the political reporter. Thanks to all of you for coming down today and joining us. I need to watch out for my job. My goodness, you guys did a pretty good job there. I want to talk about what you got out of this. During the course of this, you get to interact with kids from all over the world. And you did this on a trip to New York as well. Let me ask you your experience in interacting with other kids. Were there things you found that in your lives that were much different or more that was the same?
Well, when I went on my trip to New York, and there was kids from all over the world, from New Zealand, Colorado, everywhere, and I thought things would be different, but when we went on like trips together all around New York, things are kind of the same. They like the same foods I liked, and they talk the same language I talked. I thought they would speak a different kind of language, but they talked English.
So you're learning that we're much more of a global community. We share much more in common than we have differently.
Yep.
Marvelous, let me ask you about your anchoring experience. You did quite well.
Thank you.
Do you watch news much at home, or?
Well, yes, because my parents, they're like really into the campaign with Obama and Hillary Clinton, so like anytime I'm at home with them, I get a chance to sit down and watch the TV with them and see what's going on.
Oh, so you learn a little technique, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch out for you. Quamir, let me ask you, as a political reporter, are you learning much from this election that's going on? Do you sit and watch with your parents, or do you kind of get bits and pieces here?
Yeah, kind of bits and pieces, because I don't really watch the news, but my parents watch it a lot though.
Okay. Now, what did you learn from this program?
I learned that you have to have teamwork in order to have a nice film. You have to work together.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and that's true here too. We got, as you see, there are a lot of behind-the-scenes folks that make things happen. I want to ask you about the whole PR experience, because you've got to be one of those people that's on the phone and mailing the letters and doing all those things. Is this something you think you might pursue when you get older?
I actually got to call somebody and tell them and speak to them about our news show, and I got to write an article about our Kid Witness News program and our video, and I got to mail it into, I think, one of the newspapers in East Orange, and it's still in there now.
Let me ask the three of you, and I'll go to you first, Quamir. What you felt you came away with? What did you learn from this program that you were really surprised to find out?
I learned more about the politics than I thought I ever knew. I never knew that we voted every 4 years, even though I lived here all my life.
Well, it's something we all come to know. But what about other countries? Did you find some interesting things about other cultures?
Yeah, I know that New Zealand, we vote every 4, but they vote every 3. And I learned about Africa, that their president is very popular. And I learned about Singapore, how they say goodbye, and about their presidential elections.
So you were able to travel over that bridge a little bit and learn a little bit about other cultures. Let me ask the two of you, sisters, so you're in the same household. I'm sure you share some of the things you learned. What did you come away with that you were surprised at?
I was surprised that, like this is my second year in the program, so I learned a lot all through the Kid Witness News stuff. I learned how to read off a teleprompter and how to use it and edit the videos, and it was fun. I enjoyed doing it, and I got to be a mentor this year since this was my second year. I got to help my sister and help other people and the other anchors become better.
So you're one of those important behind-the-scenes folks. Same question to you, Marvelous. Were you surprised at anything that you came across in this program?
I was really surprised because I got to learn more about the equipment and how the newscast is set up, like when we first went there, we were on a green screen. I thought that everything like here is real, but we were on a green screen, so it was kind of fun. And like Kwame said, like we learned about all the other countries, like what they do about their political system.
All right, so you got a little education out of all of this.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the program. Stay with us. Welcome back to 12 in Our Schools. I'm Brian Jenkins. This just in, we're talking about Kids Witness News. Kid Witness News. Joining me now is from Panasonic is Penny Joseph, and Penny is the Director of Panasonic's Corporate Outreach Program. Thanks for coming on board and bringing the kids down today.
Thank you for having us.
This is really fascinating. You're using state-of-the-art equipment. I mean, Panasonic's made a pretty good investment in this to bring kids into the fold of the electronic media and learning how to use new technology. What's behind all this?
There's a part of our overall corporate outreach initiatives targeted to education and making sure that our young people are equipped with the latest technology, but more importantly, helping them to enhance their reading, writing, research skills, their public speaking skills, their self-esteem. This has been a wonderful program for Panasonic for almost 20 years now.
I imagine it's pretty good since you're training kids for the future. I'm assuming that you're looking at tomorrow's workforce, people who are going to be using this equipment. So you're not training old guys like me. You've got state-of-the-art technology here. I know you guys have got a shot of that camera there. HD cameras. I mean, we aren't even using those yet, but you've got them on the cutting edge here.
In partnership with our parent company out of Osaka, Japan, Matsushita Electric Industrial, we will be introducing HD cameras to all of our Kid Witness News schools globally come this fall during the new school year. It's not so much about our technology. Yes, that's important, but for us, we are looking at our future workforce. We're looking at people who will be able to come in and help us design the newest and latest and greatest cameras going forward. So we are adding, actually, this is targeted to middle school children. In the U.S., we'll be introducing a high school component in the fall, so taking the students from elementary school, middle school into the next phase. Then we also have a partnership with Columbia University where students from the School of Film and Video come in and work with some of our local schools to give them advanced training and techniques in video production.
Looking beyond the corporate needs, there certainly has to be some warm and fuzzy good feeling about bringing kids from other cultures together.
Absolutely. Just look at the expressions on Quadier and Marvelous and Angel's faces. They're introducing them to cultures around the world, knowing that perhaps through a program that we've developed at Panasonic, we've done something to influence world peace going forward.
We've got some video that we're going to show the viewers of the trip they made to Japan.
Once in a lifetime trip.
Which it's just got to be a huge trip for American kids who might otherwise never get to take such a trip.
Absolutely.
Now, when did this take place? Was this
This was very recently. This was in July of 2008.
Okay.
They were joined by their teacher in Japan, and they had the opportunity to meet with other leading Kid Witness News schools that were a part of our international program from around the world. So there were a team from New Zealand, there was a team from China, the Japanese student team was there as well. So how exciting as a young person to be in Japan for a wonderful experience.
Yeah. I mean, how often do any of us get to take that
Absolutely.
kind of trip? So.
It was a great trip for me, my first time, so I know it had to be very exciting for these young people as well.
Wonderful. So, when your head hits the pillow and you think about what you do, and you look at these kids and see where they're going, what do you come away with?
I feel wonderful knowing that I have a company behind me like Panasonic that allows me to provide and make these types of opportunities available to our young people, particularly our minority students from around the country, In addition to Kid Witness News, our primary focus for our corporate outreach has to do with educational, hands-on, technology-based initiatives for young people.
Right.
And knowing that we are helping to prepare the future, that
And
these
technology, of course, being
and
the key
technology
word.
being the key word.
Right. Well, Penny, listen, we're out of time, but thanks for
Absolutely.
coming and bringing the kids. Fascinating program.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with it through the rest of the year. Straight ahead on the show, we'll take a look at some of the education stories making headlines on This Week in Education. Stay with us.